Okay, we're back. Like I said, we're stopped at Ice Lake, which is just a small little lake here on the south end of the Air Force Academy Trail, or basically the, go ahead, Beer, the New Santa Fe Trail through the Air Force Academy grounds. And it's quite small. You couldn't put a boat on it or anything, but it does have a little walk-around trail. You can walk all the way around. It has 2 or 3 picnic tables. So, and it has porta potties. Now, usually Ice Lake is our turnaround, and we head back to Colorado Springs. Today we're going to the beach. Now, I've been as far as the North Gate on this trail, but I've never been all the way to Monument Palmer Lake. Yeah, there are some pretty darn good sized rocks on this trail. You got to be real careful. And it's not a very wide trail. It's probably about 6 to 8 feet wide most of the time. Sometimes it gets a little wider. Thank you! Back that back towards the left, but I have no idea what road that is. It's probably just a road that goes Air Force Academy Road. Probably not a county road. But usually we stop under that big shade tree, and that's where we eat our lunch. Put down our little blanket. Grab a lunch. Hey Joe, we're going to pull over by the sign and we're going to grab a bar. Pull way over. Yeah, right there. Just so you can get by. But don't block the trail if you can. Yeah, you may have to just back up. Okay. I didn't realize it was basically 10 o'clock, and I need to, Joe's a type 2 diabetic, so we need to get some food down her. So we're going to take a little break here and eat a protein bar. So I'll turn you off again. Sorry about that, folks, and we'll get back to you. Okay, we're off again finally. I mean, really, we don't normally go past we found this white bag. We found this glamping camp in Monument. I didn't even know it existed. We're actually looking at beds. And decided, well, hey, we're having a very exceptionally warm week. It's been in the 90s most of the week, and which Joe and I don't mind in the least. Everybody hears such whiners and they complain about it being hot. Well, we like the hot better than the darn cold, so I'm very happy for it. Decided that we could really use a night away from everything. Sadly, being on Social Security retirement, we can't afford a real vacation. Our plans were to, well, I mean, our big plan, we were going to go to the Iowa and ride the High Trestle Trail. But we found out that ever since COVID, the rates for, because we don't own a car. They're strictly, you know, our trikes are our transportation. Either that or the city bus. A taxi if we absolutely have to use it. So, you know, for us, and then trikes are quite large. You know, they're 3 feet wide, about 5 to 6 feet long, and they're quite large. So we need to rent either a, you know, a pickup truck with a 6-foot bed, at least minimum, or better yet, a cargo van. You know, and they used to be, you know, like $80 a day, which ain't cheap, but it's not horrible. Now, for, you know, we changed our minds and say, well, okay, let's see if we can afford to go to Moab, Utah. We haven't been to Moab since our motorcycling days. Quite a few years, a couple of decades probably. And for basically 3 days of renting a cargo van, I wanted $1,100. There's no way. I mean, you know. $80 a day. Of course, now plus insurance, so $100, $120 a day. Okay, so you know, still under $400 easy, but $1,100. So they're just taking advantage of you know, everybody being pent up because of COVID and wanting to travel. So they're just messing everybody over. And the sad thing about it is, all these idiots are going because they're desperate. And they're paying it. So as long as people are going to pay it, these greedy companies are going to, you know, they're just going to keep abusing us. It's just like the gas thing, you know. Everybody started, you know, not using the gas as much, and guess what? The gas prices came down. Well, that happened with Riddle stuff too. Once people back off this, oh, I gotta go, I gotta get out of here, blah 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 blah, you know. At least I hope so, because if we don't, we're never going to be able to go anyplace again. Which is, like, devastating. Because you can rent bicycles almost anywhere you go, but you can't rent trikes. Very few places. And Joe, you know, due to being a type 2 diabetic and having heart problems, although she's doing much better, but she still has heart problems. Her balance is not good. In fact, it's terrible. And so she has to have a trike. She would have to give up riding if these trikes didn't exist. And that would be a very sad day. I gotta tell you, that would be a very sad day. Because being a good husband and a good friend, I should give it up too. Has some inclines. Like I was saying before, we've climbed several, and if you have street tires on the rear, you ain't gonna make it. I have a Schwab Lee 26-inch MTB rear wheel that is a slight knobby, you know, small knobby wheel, and it's just enough to do the job. Now, Joe has the new Marathon GT365 block treaded knobby, and she's had to have some help up a couple of spots. So what I do is I stop here at the top of the hill, and if she gets to a point where she can't get it go any further, I go push her up. So instead of electric assistance, she has human assistance. But she's done really good, you know, she makes it up. That GT365 on the back, that makes all the difference. If we had that's why we haven't done much coming up here in the last few years, because we've always had street tires. And on the back, you know, we have street tires on the front, just regular old Marathons. Well, I have Marathon, she has Marathon Pluses. But, you know, they're just a regular street tire. So the fronts don't matter because they don't drive. They just follow, basically, on a tactical style recumbent trike. But the rear, that's where all your traction is. And we have quite a bit, you know, we have a lot of stuff. Because we brought, even though the days are very warm, the nights are still chilly here, you know. We are at 6,000 feet in Colorado Springs, and another 1,000 feet higher in altitude in Monument. So, nights are getting chilly. So we have to bring, you know, heavier gear, and of course, you know, there are no services on this trail, except for a restroom every once in a great while. Not a lot of those either. And, but, yeah, there's, like, right here, you can see it's really rocky. And they put this heavier little rocks down because, you know, these trails are going downhill, and they don't want it to, man, this is really rough. But they don't want it to erode. It's rough. You have to pick your way. You know, the mountain bikes, and of course the new gravel bikes, they just burn right through it. But for us trike riders, especially us trike riders without suspension or e-assist, we don't have either one. Our trikes are strictly HPVs. That stands for human powered vehicle. And they have tired 67-year-old motors, okay? AKA these old bodies. That's all they got. So what we do is we just don't hurry. We don't have to put a time limit on things. We have a little bit of a time limit today because we're meeting Joe's sister and brother-in-law from Alabama. They're here in their RV. They're both retired military, so they're staying on the Air Force Academy. And we have a meeting at the Monument at Rosie's Diner tonight. Good burger. Rosie's is a 50s style diner. I think it's a national chain, or at least a Colorado chain. But I think it's kind of a national chain. They're pretty good. And they don't happen to have one in their area of Dothan, how you pronounce it, Dothan, Alabama. Where they're from. Of course, now they're full-time RVers, and they have a great YouTube site called RV Underway. Both retired Navy, of course. So, if you get a chance, after you're done with our channel, which is out and about on the Recumbents, go check out RV Underway. They also have a Facebook page, a Twitter page, they have everything. We only do Facebook. And blog about it. Howdy. We have our YouTube page, and they're all out and about on the comments. Well, that's not true. Our Facebook page is just our page. It's BJ and Joe Ondo on Facebook. So we don't really concentrate on the trike on Facebook. It's more just a general blog. We have a couple of one organization here in our supporting area called the High Peak Region Recumbent Trike Bike Network. It's not a club. few bikes, because I did ride a recumbent bike. I had a nice Sun, easy. I can't remember the other part of the last name, but a good little machine. Very underrated. Everybody says they're horrible and they're heavy, but they're absolutely bulletproof. And if you don't want to do a trike, but you'd like to have this very comfortable recumbent style seating, highly recommend that, the Suns, or if you have a little money and you want to go a little nicer, I'd really look into a Zub or a Zub, A-Z-U-B, and they have several. They make bikes and trikes. I would absolutely love to have their Tie Fly 20 trike. Oh man, that's the trike of my dreams. And right, yeah, I hope you're getting some of this view. My camera's rather limited, but those are overpasses on the big roads on the Air Force Academy themselves. As I said, this whole trail, well, up to a certain point, up to Baptist Road basically, is on the Air Force Academy, and they are gracious enough to allow us, and in cooperation with the El Paso County Parks Department here in the spring, let us use this trail. So, I mean, it's a real privilege. The Academy grounds are beautiful. You know, I mean, most people, all they really see is I mean, they're cool, you know, the chapel and the cadet housing area, and you know, the sports center and that kind of stuff. And of course the visitor center, and they're building a brand new one, and it's going to be badass. It's going to be huge. It's even going to have a big old motel and a concert amphitheater put to it. So it's going to be quite the deal. They just started it this year, so it's probably going to be, I'd say another year or two before it's actually complete. So when it gets done, it's going to be quite the thing. It's supposed to rival the ones up north in Denver, you know, with the Fiddler's Green. And of course, nothing will quite rival the Red Rocks amphitheater. That's all natural. It's fantastically gorgeous. If you're ever in the Denver area and you want to see a concert, yeah. Oh, sandy spot. Check out Red Rocks Amphitheater. And Red Rocks Park is quite beautiful too. This is one of the big, I don't remember the name of the actual road. It's been too long, Otis or something like that. But that could be on Carson. I can't. I was in the Air Force, and it was, you know, a long time ago, you know, dinosaurs ruled the earth. Well, maybe not that long. It was in the early 70s. 1973 to 1977. I was a United States Air Force security policeman. A 8150. And I was a buck sergeant. Which they, okay, this is a rare shade break, so we're going to stop here and wait for Joe. Get us a drink. And just let you kind of soak in the scenery here. I'll try to get my feet out of the way. Got a little bit of an uphill in front of me, so the trike is rolling back. It is a stunning day today. It is supposed to be like 95 by afternoon. And it's it is 11:35 here. And I can tell you, it's warming up fast. We left at about 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning because my wife came up with a brilliant idea, and we stopped at Panera Bread and got ourselves a nice hot green tea and a lovely toasted cinnamon bagel, which is a rare treat for us because the only time Joe can have something like a bagel or something with, you know, a bunch of sugar, because that's bagels have a ton of sugar. She has to be heavily exercising. Okay, if it's just our regular little walk or whatever, she can't have a bagel. It's too much sugar. She won't burn it up. But I guarantee you, on today's trail, she's gonna burn up everything she eats. She could eat a banana split today, and I still bet you by the end of the day, her blood sugar will be just fine. Except for, like she said, it would taste terrible, and you're like, what? And I'm like, you have to realize, when you get rid of as much sugar as possible in your diet, and then all of a sudden you do eat something that's really sugary, that's what I think about a bagel. Is you don't taste that sugar. It's just what they use to make it, you know. But, you know, let's say you wanted to get an eclair, which, man, I love eclairs, but I haven't had one in years. You know, there is so much sugar in those things, okay? So what it does is for people like us, because I follow Joe's dietetic food plan. We don't call it a diet. We call it a food plan. Makes it a little easier to handle. When you eat something with sugar, oh, it's unreal. I mean, it's like a sugar bomb. Think about, you know, if you bit into a lemon really hard and how, you know, what your face would look like, you know, that pucker. That's what happens when you take as much sugar out of your diet as possible, and then all of a sudden you eat something that has a lot of sugar in it. You're just like, oh, ha, woohoo, this is terrible. I mean, yeah, it literally tastes terrible. Yeah. Okay, I'll take that. I have just a little bit of water, but that would, or you know, Gatorade, but that would make it cooler. Yeah, we bring three. Wow, you have all kinds of ice in there. 3 bottles of water a piece. So that's 6 bottles of water, and hope it's enough. Now today we have Gatorade in these first bottles, and then after that we've got the noon tablets in the second bottles, and the third bottle is just pure water. Because sometimes you just want water. But we froze the other 2 water bottles overnight, so they stay cold as long as possible. And we use the fuller bottles, which are insulated. They're plastic, but they're insulated. I apologize for the heat in the video, but you must understand that a trike has very limited places to mount a camera, unless you want to do what a lot of them do, that, you know, they buy one of those really long selfie sticks, and basically they ride with one hand all the time. Well, I'm too chicken to do that. I admit it. I do not like the idea of riding with one hand all the time, and having my camera out on the end of something. If you hit something, you know, that could come out of your hands, bust all over the place, and I just think it's unsafe. Now, some people are so good at it. I can give you 2 examples. There's a lady named Sylvia, and she has a trike called Bird of the Turtle, and on her YouTube site, she does fantastic videos. I mean, they are awesome, and that's what she does. She keeps her camera at the end of a 10-foot, you know, selfie stick, and she's like an expert. I mean, you know, she can literally do anything, you know, with one hand on the bar. And you know, I applaud her for being able to do it. I'm just not very good. And then another guy on YouTube is Ryan Doozer from Get Out There. And that's the name of his site, and his real name is Ryan Doozer, D-U-Z-E-R. Oh boy, we got a big hill coming up. This is going to be a booger. It's not only bad, but it's sandy too. This is going to be a tough one, folks, so you have to really concentrate. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make this one. Nope. Gonna have to push. This is a tough one. Okay, so I gotta undo myself here. Sorry. I take my mic off my glasses. Get to the water bottle here so I can push up. And I gotta help Joe get up. And it's really, this trike is not real bad to get out of, but you got a hill this steep. Yeah, don't even try. Okay. Where's that rat? There it is. Yeah, sometimes you gotta get off and push. You got no choice. This is a mean one. You know, if it was, what makes it mean is the sand. When it starts to get deep, you just lose traction totally. And one limitation of a trike is that you can't just stand up and power like you can on a regular bicycle. So that is one limitation. So you just have to admit defeat and push. Because Jill has heart problems after a 2 heart attack. What am I talking for? I don't have a mic on. You can go up there and talk to them. I'm tired.
Me too.
Whew. Whew.
It's hard to push them up when it's real, that
Yeah.
2-inch sand.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Well, the sand just kills it. You know, if there would have been a clear spot like in the middle, I'd have made it. But yeah, that 2-inch deep sand, traction just dies. It's gone. There's no use in even fighting it. Just get off and push. As some schmuck with e-assist said to me one time, he said, well, it's just part of the adventure. And I wanted to say, yeah, you have e-assist. That's for e-assist, another advantage of e-assist. You just give it more power. I mean, literally, you just give it more power. You do a Star Trek, you know, where Captain Kirk says, Scotty, I need more power. Scotty says, any more and she'll belly up, Captain. Okay, what is going on here? There we go. I have a little bit of, with the traditional cleat position, I have a bit of foot burn, ball of the foot burn, and I used to have a custom pair of shoes that had what they called the cleats, instead of being in the ball of the foot, are in the middle of the arch on your foot. But that we were going to give up trikes, and so I figured out, well, I didn't really need it anymore. So I sold the shoes. Well, lo and behold, you know how hindsight is, but of course, Jo had her second heart attack, and her balance just went to screwball after that. So we went back to trikes, and I need the shoe. I need my shoes so I don't get really bad foot burn. And even that little bit of sand really slows you down, boy. But so I decided that, well, I didn't have the money to buy the custom ones. They're really nice. So I decided that I would do it on my own. I saw a couple of YouTube videos about how to do it on your own. And I got it to work, but it's ugly. Oh boy, we got another one. Heck. Yeah, these are tough. These are tough. Oh wow. This one got a little bit of coming up. I gotta stay out of the sand or I won't make it. So if you're coming, come to the right. Come on, baby. Come on. See, I got just enough unsandy here where I might be able to make it. Just barely. Wow. There's a lot more hills here than I thought there was. Like I said, it's been years. Got a bite coming down, dear. Man, that's a mean little hill. I'm probably going to have to get off and help Jo, because she probably had to get out of the way of that bike. So yeah, you'll have to forgive me for these interruptions, but there's just really nothing I can do about it. Nothing. So, just like me, at least you don't have to push the trike up the hill, though. So, you're fortunate. Because I know Jo ain't gonna make it. What? Hold on, Jo. Jo, let's set the brake. Jo, let's do the brake. Just hold on to it, do right there. Hoogie bear. Man, I hope we don't have too many more of these. Whew, those are rough.
Oh, look at pavement. Then it abruptly stops and you would go into a big pile of...
Yeah. Yeah, the only good thing is it gave you a bit of speed, you know. There's the one thing bad about these mid-arch cleats. They're not easy to find the clip on the pedal. Of course, mine are a little bit, like I said, I didn't finish, but mine are a bit boogered up. They didn't come out near as good as they do on YouTube, but they never do. But they work. They do work. I'll give them credit. They do work. Whew. But I sure hope there's not too many more of these. So I guess the moral of the story here is if you want to do this trail on a trike, you don't have e-assist, and you don't have a knobby tire, forget it. Don't even think about it. It is not going to happen for you. It's beautiful, quiet, peaceful. Not much traffic on it. I can see why. You have to work for this one. I mean, going the other way will be fantastic. But heading north is tough. So, I recommend that if you want to do this trail, you start in Palmer Lake, go through Monument, go to the Air Force Academy, then through Colorado Springs, down to Fountain. That would be the much easier way, and then have somebody drop you off at Palmer Lake and pick you up in Fountain, at the Fountain Trail Regional Center, Fountain Creek Regional Center, something like that. That would be my recommendation, because unless you've got, now if you've got a Tri-Fly X, 26-inch wheels, knobbies and everything else, oh yeah, and especially if it's assisted, go for it. You will have a blast. If you have just a regular trike, without that rear knobby tire, you're going to be pushing a lot. Seriously. I mean a lot. We're going to take a couple of minute shade break here. Because man, we're gaining time fast. It's only supposed to be 17 miles long, but you got to realize it's dirt with lots of uphill inclines. We're hoping maybe it'll mellow out now, but hey, we thought it would before, and it didn't. I'd say those hills, or those inclines, were actually tougher than the first phase, which I thought were tough. But because Joe has a heart condition, I absolutely have to push the trike up the hill. She can't do it. Well, she can, and let me tell you something. That little woman thinks she's Mighty Mouse, but she's not. So, I love having her along, so I will do it. Figured we'd take a couple minute shade break. Whew. All right. Well, we've now learned that this thing is quite the challenge. At least coming up from the south. If, like I said, I would highly recommend having somebody drop you off in Palmer Lake and ride this thing from north to south, you'll have a lot more fun. Going back, there should be a kick. There'll still be some hills, but I don't think they'll be quite as bad. And the hills that were really tough will be downhill. We like downhill. We call uphill payback and downhill reward. We like reward. We're like anybody else. We prefer to be rewarded instead of paying it back.
The only place I can see where it might be tough is that one hill where there's all those big rocks.
Oh, that was a booger. Yeah, probably won't make that one. Probably have to push that one. But it wasn't as bad of an angle,
No.
you know, as these others.
Yeah. Wasn't as bad as an angle, but
Yeah.
it had.
You know, it's like I was telling these folks, if you had a Tri-Fly X, you know, 3 26-inch wheels with massive knobby tires, you know. Yeah, come on. You're going to love this trail. Especially if you got E-Assist. You're going to fly. All right, you ready?
Scared about flying. I'm
Yeah.
scared about rolling.
That's it. Ready? Okay. Okay. Well, we're off again. So far, my battery is very impressed with me. It's still working. I just hope that I didn't accidentally click it over to picture instead of video. I am not a video genius like my brother-in-law at RV Underway. That man's been in radio for decades. He was a radio man in the United States Navy, so you know he knows video and radio and audio. Me, I'm novice. We have a $40 Amazon special cam part 4K Ultra. Sounds impressive, but it's not. It's just a cheap little video camera, but you know what? It does the job. So, we won't complain. I mean, yes, I would love to have a GoPro. In fact, if any of you have an older GoPro, say like a 4 or a 5, that you'd be willing to let go cheap because of our budget restraints, I would be forever grateful. If you have such a thing, just leave me a quick message at the YouTube site or on our Blogspot blog, same name, Out and About on Recumbents. Now, I'm not going to be doing any music in the video at all. No yak at you. I apologize. But since you're all new, I figured, you know, what we're talking about. It's a place we haven't been, so it might be interesting. Ah, it's beautiful up here. Quiet. Just nice and quiet, you know. You know, we usually do urban trails. Of course, you know, you're surrounded by the city. And they're usually quite crowded. Especially, you know, because technically it's not the holiday weekend anymore. So that's the only way we could afford this glamping site. Because the rates like triple over the holiday, like Friday, Saturday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Yeah, the rates doubled to triple. So we had to wait till the day after. So it would have been actually kind of cool to be able to do it during Labor Day weekend, you know. But you gotta live with your budget, so. Boy, I hope it stays like this for a while. This is nice, man. It's just flat. It's got a bit of sand. It's not terrible. There's spots here that look like it might cause a problem. So far, Schwab Lee Marathon MTB tire has done a really good job. Okay, ooh, steep grade. Oh, meanwhile, it says slow down, blind corner. Some signage over here. Nice view of the foothills to the left. Little thing about the Preble field mouse. He was on the endangered species list here. Oh yeah, this is a downhill. Oh baby. Whew. Yeah, we're just gonna have to be really careful here. Wow, we almost made it up the hill. Okay, I gotta watch for Joe here. I hope she's gonna be okay. Yeah. Okay, folks, I'm gonna have to get off again. Yeah, I'm really sorry about these interruptions, but there's just really nothing I can do about it. So I hope you can forgive me. But that was a pretty wicked downhill, and Mr. Freak, she might lose it. So I'll make sure she gets up. And she'll probably slow down a bit. You got it, come on, come on, come on, come on, you're almost there. Yeah, that's alright, gotcha. You made it almost to the top, so. You did a good job of getting down that. That's a incline there, boy. Woo.
I was gonna ring my bell again because, you know,
Yeah.
uphill, but
No, you
I
can't.
didn't want to let go of the brakes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with something like that, eventually you just gotta, you know, when you can get it at least fairly straight, just let it go, you know. Well, I hope this thing's not on picture. It's still showing video though. That's pretty amazing. I did charge the heck out of it, so. Okay, now to get back. Boy, I have to tell you, these things are not easy to get in here. Okay, why can't? Usually that one just sits right in. Yeah, I think it's in. Now what about you? In? All right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't gear down either. And I should have. But I made it almost to the top. So I really let it go. Well, to quote the words of Bilbo Baggins, one hobbit says, "Where you going, Mr. Bilbo?" And he goes, "I'm going on an adventure." Well, that's kind of what we're on. We're on an adventure. This is stuff we don't normally tackle. We're pretty much, pretty much pavement people, So this is quite the deal for us. It's only 10:22. Awesome. We're making really good time. Better time than I thought we would. Of course, I don't know. There's a spot on this New Santa Fe Trail that gets to a certain point, and it goes almost clear back out to I-25, and it's not very hilly. There's not going to be hardly any shade there. We will have to. We brought our normal brown bag special, which is okay. Joe has a PB&J. I can't find sugar-free peanut butter, but I found some very low-sugar peanut butter. And then we use a sugar-free Schmuckers, strawberry preserve, which is pretty darn good for being a sugar-free. But her sandwich is more peanut butter than it is jelly. Now, I'm just the opposite. I'm a JP&B kind of guy. Pile on the sugar-free jelly with a little tiny bit of peanut butter, okay? So, we do a little opposite there. But, the wonderful thing about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches is that they can handle heat better than just about anything else. Yeah, boy, this part of the trail is really twisty and turny, which is kind of cool. I like these switchbacks. I'm not much on wicked 90-degree corners, but I do like these S switchbacks. And we rode a motorcycle. That was Nirvana. To hit the switchback in the mountains. Oh, baby. It's time just to let it rock. Put on a great song like Highway to the Danger Zone from Top Gun. Let it rip. Although you have to be careful. We were going through, we were on Colorado Highway 141 through Katrina, I think it is. And through what we call the Devil's Canyon. I mean, the landscape is like being on the lunar surface of the moon. There's hardly any vegetation. It's all these weird looking rock formations. And we'll wait for Joe here. I'm going to take a little break in this tiny bit of shade. Not much, but a little. Trying to think of. Yeah, so we were on this Highway 141. And which used to hook into the old Highway 666, Colorado 666, but now it's 141. The political correctness people stepped in. But they have a series of switchbacks that are just unreal. I mean, they are tight. And it's just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. give her a shade break. Have to take these shade breaks when we can get them. In this kind of heat. Plus, I'm going to ask her if she'd do me a favor and change out my bottle for me. Let's take a little shade break. And I need a favor. Could you give me the other bottle? Yeah, go ahead and blow your nose first. Yeah, I just can't believe how long this be here, but it ain't gonna be no damn shorts. Alright, yeah, we're up to Northgate Road. So we're not that far from the Airforce Academy part. Like I said, the next trailhead will be Baptist Road. There they'll have a spot for shade. Let's stop for lunch. We don't make lunch about 11 o'clock. 11 or 12. Let's run a walk. A lot of rocks around here. All these things. How do they know there's no roads around? Might used to be. Not, it's not screaming high uphill. Yeah, we're just getting to the north part of the Airforce Academy. I gotta pull over here and wait for Joe. Get behind. Yeah, I am, as stated many times before, I am quite a bit stronger rider than Joe. God has blessed me and knew that Joe was going to need a husband with at least a fairly strong heart. And which is really surprising because there are heart problems on both sides of my family. My grandma died when her pacemaker gave up, but she had an old-fashioned pacemaker, but by the time they decided to put a new one in, she was, in her 80s, and they were afraid that if they did it, she wouldn't make it, so she just passed away naturally. You okay? Okay. Well, we're almost to the end of Academy, dear. Because that's, we just passed the North Gate thing on I-25. So the next stop should be, Baptist Road, where they have a trailhead and a bathroom. And then after that, Monument. So we're getting there. Not bad for all that pushing we had to do. All right, forward. Yeah, as you'll notice, we take a lot of breaks. But, with Joe being a heart patient, that has to be done. Sometimes she needs to just bring her heart level down to where it's normal again. Put out a lot of effort today. A lot of effort. Hope it stays like this for the rest of the way. This will be really nice. We'll get away from the I-25, but I really don't like it. I don't think I made it this far last time. Well, I might have, because it seems like there was a place where there was two of the big roads on Academy where they had the really tall the elevated roads. And we've only been under one so far. But like I said, I was up here, I had just bought a brand new mountain bike, and it was gray, and Grateful Dead had just come out album that has a touch of gray on it, so I named it Tog. Yogi touch of gray. So, it should be, because I was seeing by then. That was 95. Okay? 2022. Okay? So, only 3 years away from being 20 years ago. So, that's the last time I was here. Joe's never been out here. So, this is all new for her. It's a real adventure for her. I do wish we could record it to stay for 2 days. Really good. But we couldn't. Because the fee's not bad, you know. I mean, hey, bed and breakfast, you're going to $250 a night. Actually, more than that. $250 a night around here this time of year. It's a little better after Labor Day. Not much. Still a tourist area. And the weather's usually good here. At least pretty darn good. You know, through, at least the middle of October. Then it starts playing winter, you know. I hate winter. I know, I'm a Colorado native. I like the snow and the cold and the Rocky Mountain High. I like Rocky Mountain High. I love being in the mountains. This is terrible. That's what I miss most about not having a motorcycle anymore. That's what we used our motorcycle for, was long distance. Yeah. Our motorcycle, if we could put in 50 miles, a lot of it. Unless it was in the wintertime, we had to do a battery charge. Even then, it was 30 or 40. You know, highway speed. Yeah. I ran a bit over speed limit places, but I got to charge that battery. I didn't have a garage. I could just plug in a battery charger. The only way to charge the battery is to get it out at highway speed. In fact, to run around the city won't do any good. In fact, that actually discharges your battery. You have to get out at highway speed and be running 60 miles an hour for at least 2 hours. You know, for at least an hour. Actually, get that battery alternator really charge that battery. Man, I understand what all these clocks are. Terrible. And of course, with the trike, it's even harder because, you've got 2 wheels, so you need a wider track. It's really rough in this. Not much time. Bouncing all over the place. It's too easy to be a little careful because, you're going on dirt. I don't keep the tires up quite as high pressure-wise as I would on the street. Because you don't want them that high because they won't dig into the dirt. But, these rocks, they're good for you, not that they're sharp. Like I said, our front tires are street tires. Just regular street tires. So, rocks are not a wonderful thing. Getting a flat on a trike, it's oil paint. Turn things side, take off all the luggage, sideways. It's a really painted, but well, we're to the city limits of Colorado Springs. Heading this way. Kind of goes into no man's land. I have to look at it because it's exactly where I think that monument officially starts till Highway 105 and I-25. Could be wrong though. It might start before then. Baptist Road is just a road, you know. It's not a place. It's not a town. affect the blood sugar level, like real sugar. So that makes it safer. Is it safe all the way? Probably not. Nothing is. It's amazing what can kill you. You know, you go to the store now and buy a salad thinking you're going to be healthy, and you know, die of tomaine. You know, I mean, it's getting crazy. The damn companies are so greedy. They're not they're not looking like they should be. We might be getting pretty close. We should be getting pretty close to that. Whew. Man, I mean to tell you, but it's warm now. I'm gonna have to wait. Joe's getting really behind. She's at least a quarter mile behind me. I can just barely see her. Indoor or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Oh, this is Northgate. Okay. Yeah, this is like extreme North Colorado Springs. And I do mean extreme. This is another area that's really grown over the last few years. They have a go-kart track up here that's pretty badass. It's an indoor, one of the very few in the United States. You hanging in there? You sure? Okay. Okay. All right, well, looks like we're at Northgate. So the next thing should be Baptist Road. Don't know exactly where it is, but that's where I'm hoping to stop for lunch. But if you get hungry, you let me know. Okay. Wow. I have a funny feeling that somewhere up in heaven, God and Jesus have a big bowl of popcorn, and they're watching us on this trail, laughing their ass at them old farts that decided they needed an adventure. As Bilbo Baggins says, adventures. How did he put that? Something like, adventures are messy and make you late for supper. Riding with my wonderful wife and best friend, Jolynn, giving you the backwards parade wave. I will tell you something. This is one tough little lady. She may not be fast, but she's as tough as they come. Ago, when we first got married, it's been quite a while now. We're going to celebrate 42 years in October 3rd in fact, so it's just about here. So I got to move back over. We got a bike coming. Like I said, we've been married 42 years, and I gave her the nickname of Mighty Mouse. My wife is strapping 4'11" and 3/4 inches. About 125 pounds, and she's had both a major and a minor heart attack since 2019, and the first one became a full-scale type 2 diabetic. And then we were doing, we thought everything right, you know, we were getting in, we were exercising. We ride, but we also walk all the time. Well, first of all, we don't have a car, so you gotta walk, or you gotta ride, or you gotta take the bus. And let's face it, taking the bus sucks. You take the bus when you have to be somewhere in a hurry. Otherwise, we walk. And you know, we didn't eat a ton of sweets. Yeah, I mean, we had sweets. We didn't eat a ton of sweets. We didn't eat a lot of fatty foods. Some, but not as many as a lot of people eat. And, but she had her major heart attack and brought this diabetes on board. And according to her doctor, there's environmental, which means that, well, you caused it. You know, you're eating too much, you're getting too much sugar in your diet, you're not exercising enough, etc., etc., etc. Then there's people who, it's in their family history, it's hereditary. There's really nothing they can do about it but fight it. Well, that's my poor wife. Hers is hereditary. She fights it all the time. Lie to you, there's times she wanted to give up. But she saw somebody else in some worse shape. You know, quadriplegic that just ran was on a trike and did 26 marathons in 26 different cities in a row or something like that. Or a marathon, and she's going to do a marathon in all 50 states, something like that. She saw that and she said, well, you know what? If she can do that, I can do this. She got back on her trike. Well, we actually we bought a tandem trike for a little while, which was cool. I really liked it. But she kind of felt like she was stuffing, which I don't think she was. I've always been a stronger rider than her, so even when she was 100%, and so I was giving it what just seemed normal. She was pushing right along, and then when I needed the extra power, we had a signal. I just said boost. She'd kick in hard. She always did. A lot of strokers, that's what they call a passenger on the table, don't put in much effort. So the poor captain, pilot, whatever you want to call it, the person up front, has to do all the work. Well, it's not like that. She puts in her share of work. But she got strong enough because of the tandem to, it let her, a little bit better. She got strong enough to get back on her own. Back on her own even through the second heart attack. Now we did switch off. We ended up, at first we were living in a shared house with a garage and a nice covered patio. And we got the trikes. We got a storage unit not too far away. Back then they were very affordable. They were like about $45, $50 a month. Now they're $130 a month for a lousy 5x10. $130 would have got you a 20x20 back in 2018. Now it gets you a 5x10. I tell you, the pandemic just screwed everything. It's like everybody said, oh, there's a shortage of everything. It doesn't matter whether we have empty rooms or not. There's a shortage. So we can charge you double. Totally taken advantage of by corporate America. Totally. They're making millions and billions of dollars of profit to begin with. All they ever want is more. All over the place. Now we got to do a little payback. Luckily it's not bad payback. Like I said, we're heading for Baptist Road. There's a trailhead there with the porta potty. And we're hoping some shade so we can eat our brown bag special, which hopefully hasn't melted all over the bottom of the bag. Luckily, we found these bags, and it's a shame because they don't make them anymore. We found these panniers or saddle bags on eBay for $20. I mean, $20, and they're waterproof. It's just amazing. Yeah, wait a minute. We got a bike coming up behind us. Howdy. All right. We got another one of these things. I'm gonna try to get up this hill. I got sand. Looks like just rubber, so I should be able to make it, I hope. Nope. Oh boy. Back down. hopefully this is enough where I can get out. Yeah, I think it'll hold. Come on, get off. This has been the roughest part of this ride, is having to get off and push. And of course having this microphone clipped to my eyeglasses doesn't make it any easier. Yeah, it's a little harder getting out of the trike because I'm facing uphill. Thank goodness for parking brakes. One of the best inventions around for trikes, I'll tell you. Huh?
Yeah, sit here for a minute.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah, my legs are just going a little bit. You don't have that much longer.
You want us to put a bar? Or can you hold on? Are you sure? Okay. Don't push it. I don't need you crapping out on me here. I'd rather take our time. Come on, get in there. Oh, these things are stubborn. There we go. Get in the right place.